The movie begins in 1980 with mercenaries Danny Bryce and Hunter stationed in Mexico to assassinate a target. While waiting for the target's arrival, they engage in conversation. Soon, David and Mayer, two other members of their team, arrive on the scene. When the target approaches, David and Mayer follow the plan and detonate one of his cars. Because target arrives with a heavy security and police officers, they then take up positions and open fire, targeting the car in which the target is traveling. Despite the driver's attempts to flee, the team unleashes a hail of bullets at the vehicle. Danny takes advantage of the situation and approaches the car, opening the gate and firing the fatal shot at the target. As Danny shoots the man, he notices the target's daughter sitting next to him. Seeing the girl, he is overwhelmed with guilt as he never wanted to harm anyone in front of their children. Stunned by his own actions, Danny is caught off guard when a police officer shoots him in the arm. Hunter, sensing Danny's peril, leaps into action and attacks the officer, allowing the team to make their escape in David's waiting car and they drive away. Danny is deeply affected by what he has done. He wants to live a peaceful life and leaves the violent world behind, returning to his home country of Australia. After some time has passed, Danny receives a letter containing a photo of Hunter, who has been captured by a man known as the Agent and is being held captive in Oman. Danny immediately sets out to save his friend and travels to Oman to meet with the Agent. The Agent informs Danny that Hunter had been hired for a job and was paid a substantial sum of $6 million to carry it out. However, he failed to complete the task, which involved killing 3 targets, and was subsequently captured. Hunter is now being held by Sheikh Amr, one of the most powerful men in Oman. The Agent goes on to explain that the Sheikh has demanded that Danny have to finish the job. The Agent warns Danny that if he does not succeed, Hunter will be killed. Sheikh Amr, a deposed king of a small region in Oman, approaches Danny with a mission to kill 3 former SAS troopers, Stephen Harris, Warwick Craig, and Simon McCann. The Sheikh seeks vengeance for the deaths of his 3 eldest sons during the Dhofar Rebellion, which he attributes to these officers. Sheikh Amr, who is aware of his imminent demise, implores Danny to complete this task as his final wish. He instructs Danny to create a video of 3 of them confessing to kill his sons before eliminating them. Sheikh Amr demands that the assassinations be made to look like accidents. In exchange for successfully carrying out this mission, Danny will receive $6 million, and the life of his friend will be spared. After agreeing to take on the job, Danny meets with Hunter, who is relieved to see him. The 2 mercenaries make plans to leave, but their attempt is foiled, and they are captured. It's then that they come face to face with the Sheikh's 4th son, who taunts them and warns them that they will never be able to leave. Danny confronts the Agent who got them into this situation. He accuses the Agent of knowing that Hunter wasn't capable of doing the job and yet still getting them involved. The Agent denies any wrongdoing and tells Danny that it's not his fault. Danny, the team's sniper, boards a flight to begin the mission. During the flight, he reminisces about the peaceful life he once had with his girlfriend, and before he got involved in this dangerous line of work. Danny then seeks out Davies and Mayer, 2 other members of their team, and convinces them to help him with the job in exchange for a share of the money. However, Danny reveals that he is not motivated by money, but rather, he is doing this as a favor to Hunter. They decide to make their first target Stephen Harris, and they set out to locate him. After learning that Harris is in Oman, Danny tracks him down and breaks into his home one night. Knowing that the murder needs to look like an accident, he carefully examines everything in the house, eventually breaking a piece of bathroom tile and keeping it with him. Meanwhile, Davies is sent to England to find the whereabouts of the other 2 targets. He goes to a pub known to be frequented by British military personnel and starts questioning the patrons about former SAS members in Oman. However, his actions are reported to the Feather Men, a secret society of former operatives dedicated to protecting their own. The head of the agency, Spike Logan, is informed of Davies' activities and realizes that someone is targeting SAS officers. He obtains a photo of Davies and reports the situation to his superiors, suspecting that the group may be trying to kill their officers. Sheikh receives the news of one of their targets being killed, and his son relays the information to Hunter. Danny, on the other hand, is on his way to assassinate their second target, Warwick. Meanwhile, Spike finds out that Harris has been killed and is convinced that the group is targeting SAS officers. He reports to his seniors and warns them to be cautious. Davies informs Danny that they have located their second target, Warwick, who is in a hospital in Australia. As Danny ponders his next move outside the hospital, Spike is watching him from his car. Spike soon realizes that Danny is a hired assassin, and he decides to follow him. Danny soon becomes aware that he's being followed and devises a plan to shake Spike off his tail. He leads Spike on a chase through the city, finally managing to lose him and make his way back to the hospital. Spike finally arrives at the hospital, and he and Danny engage in a lengthy fight. Danny ultimately gains the upper hand and sets off the emergency alarms before making his escape. When he meets with his team, he tells them that they're being followed by a SAS officer. Despite this, they plan to proceed with their mission to take down Warwick, who will be at a military camp that night disguised as a soldier. Danny manages to sneak into the camp and drug Craig's coffee. He follows him on the march and makes him confess before leaving him to die of hypothermia and shock. Aware that the Feathermen are on their tail, Danny comes up with a new plan to eliminate their last target, Simon McCann, who works as a mercenary. They lure McCann out of his house under the guise of a fake job interview and crash a remote-controlled truck into his car, killing him with the help of Jake, who lacks experience. Unfortunately, Logan and his men are watching over McCann, and a gunfight ensues. While trying to kill Jake, Logan accidentally kills Mayer. Danny tells Davies to go into hiding, and they part ways. Later, Davies stays at a hotel and calls a girl. But Spike's men track him down, and as he tried to escape, he is fatally hit by a truck. Danny returns to Oman and gives the Sheikh his fake confession. Hunter is released, and Danny heads back to Australia to reunite with Anne. Soon, an agent informs Danny that there is one last man who participated in the Sheikh's son's murders. This man, Renault, is about to release a book about his experiences in Assas. Danny sent Anne to France so Hunter could protect her, and he himself went to see the Sheikh's son to warn him not to underestimate him. The Sheikh's son confirms that Harris was innocent. Hunter then meets Danny and offers to help him finish the job, but Danny refuses and tells him to go back to his family. Hunter, protecting Anne in Paris, Spike has traced Danny through an agent and sends a team to protect the author, but Jake distracts them, allowing Danny to shoot and injure the men. Danny then takes pictures that appear to show him dead. Logan captures Danny and takes him to an abandoned warehouse, where a government agent arrives and reveals that the British government is involved due to the Sheikh's valuable oil reserves. A battle ensues, with Danny escaping and Logan shooting the government agent. Agent thinking that Danny has been killed, but Hunter saves Anne from the agent's plan to eliminate her. Danny and Hunter head to Oman to deliver the pictures to the Sheikh, but Spike arrives first, tells the Sheikh that pictures are fake and stabs him to death, then threatens the Sheikh's son and took his money. Hunter spots Spike leaving and chases after him with Danny and the Sheikh's men. After stopping the Sheikh's men, Hunter and Danny confront Spike. Hunter takes some of the money for his expenses and his family, telling him to start a new life. After killing the government agent and acting against the wishes of the Feathermen and the British government, Danny decides that it's over for him. After telling Spike to decide for himself, goes back to his beloved Anne. The story ends with Danny and Anne finally reunited, leaving the past behind them. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, turn on notifications, and leave a like to support the channel.